Hello and welcome. To begin, let's hop in the time machine and go back to 2014. Sorry. Um, at the time, I was 29 years old, happy, healthy, young wife, young daughter. Everything was going great until it wasn't. I got sick. Now, sick at the time was, pain in the legs, pain in the back, some flu-like symptoms. Until one night I got out of bed and I collapsed on the floor. My wife woke up and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I don't think I can feel my legs." So you don't think, or you can't, is what she asked. And I said, "Well, I can't." So by the next day, I'm there and I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Scary times for sure, but through a lot of luck, um, the wonderful work and hospitality of doctors, nurses, support staff, we found out I had an autoimmune disorder, and that put me on the path to recovery, which was about 3 months in the hospital and a few months sitting at home on the sidelines, which was great. That's more all I could ask for, because at one time they had said you likely won't walk again. So at a point now, 75% functionality and sensitivity from uh, from the chest down, and that's enough for me. But in that, one of the things that changed in my life was how I provided for my family and the way I went about my work upon coming home. And at the time, I only had to look after myself, but either way, I had to find something that worked for me and for my company and allowed me to still run things, but from afar. Now, we made it happen and all went well. But as we cruise forward in the future, we hit 2020 and we get to the coronavirus pandemic, which didn't only affect me, it affected everybody greatly. And because of the changes that we were facing, whether it was the restrictions, just safety, mental well being, we decided that we were going to put everybody at home, save for the installers who are out in the field. But our admin staff, they would work from home. Installers, they would go out, they wouldn't report to the shop anymore. So we had to come up with something that allowed everybody to do their work and do it effectively and just get us through this. Now, we did that. And we continue to do that because we've adopted a hybrid model at this point. But we do know that if we ever had to fully go back to remote work and having us work from the comfort of our homes, we can do it. And that wasn't just us, that was many companies. And anybody watching will know that things were different. And while we've made some transitions out of that, the working from home thing is here to stay. It ain't going anywhere. It's scaled back, but it's the way of the future for many companies and people, depending on what they want to do with their lives. Now, that said, I'll bring up a handy dandy visual here. That just gives you a look at some statistics that we're dealing with that show that remote work has come a long way and will continue to do so. So we've seen remote work growth of 90% over the last decade. 16% of companies worldwide are fully remote. 25% of jobs in North America are remote. So again, it's here and it won't be going anywhere. It'll affect many of us. So my intentions here are to give you three key areas that you need to focus on for better chances of success in working from home. It worked for us, and I know that if following it, it can help you too. So I'll bring this up. And these are the three key areas that I'm talking about. Have the right tools for the job, know your role and communicate effectively, and practice self-care and discipline. So what's having the right tools for the job? Your computers, your printers, your phone, all that stuff. You need the hardware, you need the software, everything that you need to do your job. And that's company provided, and that's what you have to bring to the table. Just like a plumber that's out fixing a leaky faucet, you need to have the tools to do the right job. A dedicated workspace, everything in hand that you need, it's there, you're ready to work, you're good to go. Being prepared goes a long way, and just have it, and you're good. So, additionally, next on the docket is knowing your role and communicating effectively. So, what does that entail? That's knowing what your duties are. What is your job? What are you expected to do? Making sure that you know what you have to do and how to do it. That's partially the company making sure that you're aware, but also you as well. Ask those questions. Know what it is you are doing day in and day out. And then furthermore, communicating in the right channels. Know who you're supposed to be speaking to. Know how to speak to them. How you go about that. Like I said, whether it's the software that you're using, the emails, make sure that you know the right avenues to go through, channels that you have to, but also learn how to effectively communicate with the people that you need to communicate with. That's your employees. Now, finally, practice self-care and discipline. That's the third one. Discipline's tough, but you can do it. And again, that brings up the point I made earlier about a dedicated workspace. Have that zone that you can be in to do the work and focus. Limit distractions. Find schedules and routines that work for you. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we also need to find means of practicing self-care. Find that routine that allows for you not get burnt out. There's temptations there with emails, work being available at all times. Don't overdo it. If you're working too hard because you feel that pressure, say something, speak up. Let your bosses know. But again, finding your routine and setting those limits is something that you can do and need to do to ensure that you can do this. So, in conclusion, those three areas that I talked about, having the right tools, knowing your role, communicating effectively, practicing self-discipline and self-care, those will get you a long way in successfully working from home. It ain't going anywhere. You will come across it at some point in time. So, be prepared, do those three things, and you're good to go. Happy working from home. Cheers.